Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Chodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Chnak coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Chodash. Shalom, shalom to all the believers out there fighting for their faith in these wicked last days. And yes, we are in the last few milliseconds of Esau Edom's wicked rulership. And that's being manifested on the world stage. Okay, and in this lesson, which is an in-transit lesson, not going to be long, Lord's will. Okay, straight to the point, edifying, do more shorter videos, we'll see. The Spirit, you say one thing, the Spirit wants you to speak a little bit more, okay? But nevertheless, we're watching prophecy unfold. We're in this time now. We're here, okay? And this is pertaining to the divisions amongst the Edomites, especially as it pertains to Babylon the Great, which is America. This war in Iran, which all these top analysts are saying that, America's going to lose in this war. Okay? America's going to lose in this war. This is not a Vietnam. This is not Afghanistan or Iraq or Syria or Venezuela. Okay? This is different. We're dealing with a nation which has also advanced technology. Okay, and there's rumor that there was a hypersonic ballistic missile that took out Bibi Netanyahu. We'll see over these few weeks. We'll see if he pops up. Well, he popped up on AI. Everybody, this man is being found out. All right, this man is being found out. Esau. He got AI versions of Bibi, because he's possibly dead. Okay, and everybody on the comment board is like, hey, this it's not looking good for the Edomite. Okay, let me bring out a scripture. Okay, and if you're up to date, which you should be, you should know that America is, somewhat threatening their allies, and at first he asked his allies to help him go and reopen up the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, because if any ship goes in there that's a U.S. or Israeli ship, it's going to get shot down. Remember that area, that's the Persian Gulf. That strait dumps out into the Persian Gulf. Okay, Iran is right there, and they have technology to take out this U.S. advanced battleships. They had weapons. They did a deal with China to get a particular missile, a long-range ballistic missile that can take out aircraft carrier. They call it an aircraft carrier destroyer. Okay, so he asked his allies, France, Germany, all Japan, Korea, and they said no. This is not our war. And remember, these are European. A lot of them are European nations, particular so-called allies. So we're watching it unfold. We're watching how the world is turning on Babylon the Great, which is going to destroy really all the economies, which is all part of the plan, because this is going to give excuse to bring in, digital currencies. Okay, Obadiah verse. Give me a second. Let me start at the top. Okay? Let me start at the top. We'll get a couple of scriptures, okay? But this is going into the divisions amongst Esau and their allies. We're starting to see how the beast, which is the EU, will hate the whore. The whore is America, okay? Revelation 17. All right? They're not linking up with America. America's all by themselves. And you have American soldiers that don't want to that don't want to go out and fight. That's all prophetic. Obadiah verse 1. Thus said the Lord power concerning Edom. So this is concerning the Edomites. Okay? And there's dukes of Edom. You know, like basically like tribes, essentially. You know, heads. Alright? Like we know Amalek is part of, you know, one of the nations within Edom. There's nations within nations. They're one nation, like you have the nation of Yasha'Allah, Israel, right? You have many tribes. You have 12 tribes, which each tribe is like a nation in itself. Okay? But the tribe of Issachar, that's a nation in itself. The tribe of Asher, that's a nation in itself. The tribe of Judah, that's a nation in itself. So the same thing which pertains to Edom. Okay, you have different tribes of Edom, if you will. Teman. Okay? Which are these are the smarter of the nation of Edom. Alright, so this is concerning Edom. All you so-called white people. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent amongst the heathen. Arise and let us rise up against her in battle. Alright, Gamal Nasir, when he was the president of Egypt. Okay, they try to rally those Arabs to come against Amalek and take Amalek out. Okay, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Okay, the Edomite is despised. Now, not necessarily small in number. When you go into that word, small is speaking about insignificant. Okay, you're the most insignificant nation on the earth. But the Most High gave the basis of men, as it pertains to Daniel's, the lowest of all men. He gave them power, which shows you that the Most High controls everything. He can take a base man, lower than the animals, and he can set them up to be rulers of the earth. Okay, and that's what he did, all right, with Esau, Edom. All right, it says, thou art greatly despised, especially those small hats. Everything is coming out. And the whole world is seeing how them Israelis and America started this war. They're the aggressors. So the whole world is turning against America, those small hats. And guess what? Those are the two nations, okay, according to biblical prophecy, that's going to be destroyed in this Third World War. Everybody knows we're in the Third World War right now. All right, and we're going to come to a point to where there's going to be a drought. Let me continue. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. And Trump, he embodies the pride, okay? The hubris. Thou dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that has said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right. We have the greatest military in the earth. All the presidents said that, but it's particular Trump. We have the most advanced weapons. We're the greatest military ever. No other military, all right, comes close. All right, we have the most advanced weapons. And you Edomites, you bought into that for all these years. Even Jake, oh, America, this is the greatest military. Oh, who told you that? Now, on the books, on the paper, yeah, America is the greatest military ever on the earth, yeah. As far as military power, the Most High set them up. But see, what that did, that puts you in a state of ultimate pride. Okay, for example, like in boxing, you have the world champion, and he's knocking everybody out. He becomes the heavyweight world champion of the world, Mike Tyson. And he believed that he can beat anybody. Okay, nobody can be compared to him. But over the years, man, you get old. Your knees start going out. You already won everything, so you lose interest. You don't train as hard. You know, you're more into the pleasures. You know, you're dealing with you're dealing with women. You're changing up your training camp. You maybe change your coach. Okay, you didn't stick to the plan. And then you have a new dude hungry. They come and knock your ass out, and you become greatly humiliated. And this is what's happening to Babylon the Great. All right, you are now receiving shame for glory. The Americans are not, you're not the top nation anymore. Okay? And it's going to be known too because these nations are going to put embargoes on you and they're going to stop trading with America, which is going to bring this world to famine. Okay? It's going to be famine here in Babylon the Great. Okay? So the Edomites said, who's going to bring me down? Okay, even the elites. Because the elites are trying to set the stage for, their agenda. So they want America to collapse because they're coming into the NW to the O. But even that, they're going to fail. Okay? It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and it was a year ago, 2 years ago, that they officially made the bald eagle, all right, the official animal of America. It was more symbolic animal, but now it became the official animal, okay, of America, which is the bald eagle. Okay, the bird that flies above all birds, a predator. They can take out anybody that they want. Okay? It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Okay, see that? Thence will I bring thee down. So now, Esau went up into the upper atmosphere, the so-called space, which there's limitations of how far you can go. Nevertheless, he went. He has that technology, building space stations. And you got certain guys that, I don't believe in space. I don't believe in satellites. Okay? Well, that's not what the scriptures say. All right? Oh, the earth is flat. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Meaning, like, somebody comes into your house and steals. Yeah, they're going to just take the valuable things. They're just going to take the TV, the jewelry, different appliances, different electronics. Okay, things that you might have a nice $10,000 painting. They'll take the painting. A $5,000 vase. They'll take the vase. They're going to take things that are valuable. But this thief that's coming is coming to take everything. They're going to uproot the baseboards. All right, they're going to take the carpet. They're going to take the paint off the walls. All right, they're going to completely destroy the foundation. Okay, and in the law, when you gleaned your field, you would leave 10%. You wouldn't take everything. And the other 10% was to be given to the poor. Anybody can come and pick it. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? It's well known now that the elite, they torture little children and drink their blood. It's well known now. All right, they pop little boys and girls, prepubescent, meaning newborns. You know how sick. You got, man. This is why, one of the reasons why the Most High, the judgment that's about to be seen here in Babylon the Great is never been seen before. Okay, and nobody understands to the severity of how bad it's going to get outside of the prophets. I'm drinking some tea. Bear with me. This is the precept right here, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy, which means your allies, have brought thee even to the border, meaning your allies are going to turn on you. And we're starting to see that right now play out. Okay? And Trump said, whether they're going to help us or not, we will remember. Like pretty much an open threat. Okay? It's basically saying, yeah, I know where you live, nigga. I'm going to get you back. You don't want to help me? I'm going to get you back. This dude's a madman. He's the guy for the job. He's the cruel Lord. Okay? The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. So all his allies that were at peace with him, oh yeah, we're American allies, shaking your hand, bowing down to you, doing what you tell them to do. Okay? Bear with me.
They're doing what you tell them to do. They don't want to, but they're doing it. Okay? They're going to deceive you. They're going to turn against you. Just like, for example, America wants a coalition of the willing to help, escort the tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, if you got like 10 nations with you, if Iran attacks any of those nations, then those nations are obligated to come in and take Iran out as well. Okay? But none of America's allies are getting what America. Okay? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Okay, the aid that you give all these nations, there is none understanding in him. So everybody's going to turn against America, and they're going to be confounded. All these analysts, all these so-called intellectuals, all these economists, all these politicians, the president, which is going to turn them into a raging drunken man that's out to fight everybody. And that's basically, since Trump came into office, that's what he did. He just went around picking fights with everybody. Let me go to Isaiah 19, okay? Divisions. Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Okay, the Egyptians, the modern day Egyptians, okay? And this chapter is speaking about America. It's not actually speaking about Egypt. Okay, remember, the Bible is in code. We're here to break it down to you. Okay, Revelation 11:8 goes into how Babylon the Great is spiritual Egypt. Okay, and what was Egypt known for? Death. The worshiping of death. That's America. It's a death culture. It's not a lifestyle. It's a death culture or a life culture. They promote death, eating of abominable foods. Oh, and then when you go to the doctor, okay, I was watching a video earlier. It was a short, right? It was a short of what's your man? He's the head of the UFC. What's the guy's name? Dana White. He was doing an interview, and he said he would never go to the doctor. They're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. He said for like general health. He said, if I break my arm, I'll go. If I need like a surgery, I'll go. But for general health, they don't know what the fuck they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I agree. And we've been saying that for years. Okay, and brothers need to get working knowledge of the herbs, man. Okay, Jake popping pills, and it's just unbelievable. But it is what it is. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. So the modern day Egyptians are the ruling class, the Edomites. And they shall fight everyone against his brother. See? So it's going to actually come to blows that they're going to fight against each other. And how is that hard to understand? You had World War I and World War II. You had Edomite nations fighting against each other. They've always been in that spirit. They've always killed each other. It's a royal rumble to see who's going to take control of the power of the earth. Unbeknownst to all of them, Yahweh Shai is coming back. He shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell upon the earth. When Yahweh Shai comes, he's not going to surprise us. We're literally, we wake up in the morning, where Yahweh Shai at? And we say that through our actions by watching. Yahweh Shai said before he went on that cross to his disciples, when he was praying to the Father to take that cup away from him, okay, and they were asleep, he said, watch as well as pray. All right, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay, watch as well as pray that you don't enter into temptation. So our main thing is to pray for everything, man. Okay, everything, because we can't do anything by our own will. Okay, we need prayer. We need Yahweh Shem Shai to be with us. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor. Civil wars. City against city and kingdom against kingdom. So not only just here in America, you also have kingdoms. Okay, Germany is a kingdom. France is a kingdom. Okay. England is a kingdom. Italy is a kingdom. Okay. They're all going to fight against America. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. I love this scripture. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. See, all the counsel is being destroyed. They all the moves that they're making, okay, ultimately is not gonna amount to them winning. And even though everything is, Trump is a madman, he's taking orders behind the scene. They want him to do this, but even then, remember, because Esau is very subtle. All right, deceptive. You have the wicked elite, the bankers, the Rothschilds in them, right? They're doing these things to somehow, get everybody to be chipped and take control over the whole earth. But even that's going to fail. That's the thing. It's going to fail. It's going to fail, Esau. But nevertheless, he's going to go through it. Like if you watch a boxing fight, right? You have you have the champion and the challenger. And they both talking shit. I'm going to knock you out, the challenger. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. I'm going to win 100%. I'm going to knock you out in the 8th round, this and that. And it looks to the world that he's confident. Okay, it looks to the world that he's confident when you watch those pre-fights. Okay, when you watch the training camp coming up to the fight, they got both fighters sitting across from the table and you talking about, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna knock you out. You never fought anybody worth anything, and then they get in there and the dude get knocked out in the first round in like the first 30 seconds. Okay, so don't let Esau and his big swelling words deceive you like he gonna win. That hoorah spirit. Okay. And I read that it says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. Is there no, where's the prudent? Okay. Is there no more wisdom in Teman? And they shall seek to idols and to charmers and to them that familiar spirits and to wizards. Okay. So they're going to seek after, basically witchcraft to try to understand what they're going to Chat GPT, tap themselves into artificial intelligence. And look, man, this war, yeah, it's going to be nasty and all that, but we still, the MOTB still has to come. Ain't no missiles, no 200 million warheads ain't coming to America until that microchip is coming. But they need a world war to initiate this. This is the initiation. This is all Agenda 2030, by the way, if you didn't know. But, the world, you can still go on a walk. You can still, if you want chicken tonight, you can still go get you some chicken. Gas may be a little bit higher. All right, you want a bag of chips, you're going to get a bag of chips. Okay, you still go to work. So everybody thought that it's good. Okay, remember, let me just read that real quick. 1 Thessalonians 5. Bear with me. You're in beautiful times, man. And you women going to be humbled. All right. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. See? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Here it is. You're on the beach, and there's a big ass wave coming at you. Everybody can see it. A wave that's going to destroy everything in its path. He's like, hey, we gotta go. And the dude's like, no, man, ain't that? Nah, that's just illusion, man. That's a wave that's going to level out, Don't worry about it. It's not going to do anything. This happens all the time. And he's talking with confidence. And it's getting closer and closer to you. And you're like, I don't know. This look like this going to jack me up. Nah, man, you good. Nah, just relax, man. See, you being too paranoid. Okay? That's basically what the American government is doing to its population. It's saying everything is good. We're going to prosper. What does the scripture say? Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Meanwhile, that wave is getting ready to come and destroy your ass. Okay, and then it does. Okay. Let me read that verse 3 again. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, you can go to a park, you could do a picnic, you go on a date. You can go on a date tonight. Like nothing here in America. You can go on a date tonight. Okay, but you can't do that in the land of Israel right now. You can't do that in Persia right now. Okay, they're in a different spirit. There's bombs being dropped, and if you do go out, you like shit. In the back of your head, you can't fully relax because the goddamn you hearing missiles and you hearing bombs and shit. They destroying different top generals and leaders. All right, and then it's going to escalate to World War III, where missiles are going to be flying. Bear with me. Let me go to Mark. Okay. Divisions. Mark 3, and this is how we know that, because Edom started with the elite banking families, Amalek. They're trying to prolong the power that the Most High has given them on the earth, the dominion. Bro, you have a short season. Give it up. But I get it. Of course you don't want to give it up. You've been living deliciously. You've been living without care, man. You've been living in pleasures. The scriptures speak about that. You can read James, the 5th chapter. They have more than heart can wish. Or you can read Psalm 73. They're not in trouble as other men. Okay? But the walls are rapidly closing in on you. This is why Revelation 12, they know that they have but a short time. So they're going to lash out. And who are they going to lash out on? Jacob, because this is spiritual. Okay? Mark 3:25. 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Boom. We can close the book. The divided states of America. Everything is division. There's no cohesion. There's no agreement. You have two parties that are supposed to guide the American people to, life, liberty, and long life, liberty, and enjoyment, whatever that is, right? And they're putting more hell on the people. Okay? I believe now they have a LGBT. Is that in Israel or is it in the United States, an LGBT office? I was watching that. I seen something on that earlier. I think the elder Yashwamba or one of the brothers put it in like a what do you call it? One of them posts. Okay. I forget though. Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but has an end, and we're at his end. Okay, let's go to Job 18. Okay, Job 18 and 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. And we're in that time. We're in a time where his candle's getting ready to be put out. He's getting ready to be let's get that in with that Job 20. Look at Job 20. Well, I like that. What is it? Job, maybe. That's a good one too. But let me get that one. Job 20 and 27. But that's not the one I want. Job 20 and 27. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity. So it's really the spirit of the Heavenly Father that's revealing the iniquity, which is sin upon sin. Okay, this whole society is built upon sin. It was built on sin. It was built on rape, robbery, murder, and you can't deny that. You can try to gaslight and bring up the Indians, they were fighting against each other and Look, bro, Esau, you're cooked, okay? Just deal with responsibility. It's like a woman that can never take accountability. We all know those women. When you bring something up, they blame somebody else. Like, bro, just like you have Corey Holcomb. I guess there's a video out where him slapping a woman or something like that, right? And TMZ posted it, and he started losing all these different gigs, and then he went on and said he told a different story. Basically, he took no accountability. He could have been in the right, he could have been in the wrong, but nevertheless, he lied on camera, and he didn't apologize. Okay, and then you have people start dropping him, so he lost a bag. Okay, because you're dealing with emotions. He's very highly emotional. Okay, all you so-called black celebrities are getting ready to lose. Well, a lot of you was on that island. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Okay, so the earth is rising up against the Edomite. Okay, even the animals. There's a is that in Job? Let me see. Yep, Job 18. I figured it was Job 18. Job 18, and we'll go down. It's a beautiful chapter. I'm gonna start at 14. His confidence, which means faith, shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Yeah, because Esau, he prides himself in his technology and his weaponry. That's how, like, if you want something, right? Like right now, you want this, you want that, you want a house, you want a car, you want this, you want that, right? You got to work hard. Hopefully you can get it, and it's still, there's a limitation to what you really can do in the society. But Esau, he said, well, shit, what's the fastest way of doing it? Okay, that person has this. All right, let me just put them to death. Let me amass an army, put them to death, and then I'm going to take it. So that's what he's been doing. He said, oh, they got gold over there. All right, well, this is what we're going to do. All right, we just going to put them to death. Now it's ours. And now we can claim that we're the people. We were here the whole time. That's what he's been doing. That's what he's did. Okay, there was people here before Esau was here that were established. What did he do? He just put them to death. And said, no, this is my land now. And spin the whole narrative. All right, but see, he's going to be rooted out, man. He's like a tree planted, and the Most High is going to root that tree up and then burn it. So there's no possible way for that tree to, take root in the earth again. The scriptures speak about the wicked in the green bay tree, spreading themselves like the green bay tree. Okay, when you look at the green bay tree, it's, it's very large. It's like a mushroom, like really large at the top and drapes over. You can look it up. It shall dwell in this tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. What is that brimstone speaking about? It's speaking about those nuclear missiles, which is basically, let's look at this word brimstone, which is nothing other than brimstone. Okay, or which are elements. Look at this word brimstone. Ga Parathyath. Ga Gaparyeth. Brimstone of judgment, of Yahweh's breath. By analogy, down the strong definition, sulfur as equally flammable. Brimstone. Okay. The root. I'm going to type brimstone in. Brimstone definition. Brimstone is an archaic term for the non-metallic element sulfur, famously associated with volcano activity and biblical hellfire. See? So basically the Lord is going to bring hellfire in the form of nuclear missiles, man. This whole sky is going to be blotted out. Okay? It is a yellowish flammable material. It is used metaphorically in phrases like fire and brimstone to represent divine wrath, hellish torment, or passionate, thunderous preaching. Okay, so that brimstone is already that fire. The scriptures speak about how they are able to cast fire out of their mouth. That fire, which goes into, it's spiritual and physical, but that fire goes into the word going out and the people being burned up. So that brimstone's already been thrown down, but it's gonna manifest physically. Okay. So basically, hellfire in the form of now the missiles the Most High gave Esau, Edom, the scientists, to be able to tap into the elements and create these weapons of mass destruction. And the Lord did that. Esau thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna use it on other nations to do this, do that. When the whole time it's gonna be used on himself. Okay, his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branches be cut off. So everything. Because if you have a branch of the tree, that tree can grow back. Okay, you can graft that tree, or you can what they call propagate. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. Okay, right now his name is everywhere. But see, his name now, the Edomite, the so-called white man, which they don't know that they're Edomites, or I should say, they don't accept that they're Edomites. All right, a lot of them don't know, but a lot of them have heard. Okay, and they know in their spirit when they hear the word Edom, it resonates with their spirit. You know, it resonates with their spirit that they're the Edomites. They know that they're Amalek. Not like you tell a small hat, you're not an Israelite. They don't even call themselves the Israelite. That's the cool thing about it. They don't even call themselves Israelites. Oh, we're Jews, bro. Like, and when you break it down to them, they still can't get it. But when you say, look, bro, you Amalek, they'll say, no, Amalek, no, Yaquab, or they not Yaquab, Jacob. No, Asaph. Jacob, like, no, bro, you Asaph, you Esau. It resonates with their spirit, but they don't want to accept it because they've been told that they're the people of the Most High when they're not. And they really believe that they're better than everybody. That's how they're brought up. Everybody else is the goy. Okay. This is the point. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. See? He's going to be chased out of the world. All right, and we're starting to see that now, even in the divisions amongst, the divisions amongst his alliances. So, hey, look, I'm gonna close it there. Until next time, shalom to the elect.